way through the field here.
Yeah, Bonomi and Cintro are still side by side through the uphill section of the course.
Through the cutting.
Again, we'll see, and is able to clear. Flowem up to fourth now.
Looking for room, goes out to the right. At the line, oh man, it's a dead heat. It was Cameron Dance. Cameron Dance, 0-0-0.
A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
When Alex became a god, he thought he would have no problems at all. Until... He landed in the Divine Dimension and was tasked with protecting the entire multiverse.
Am I connected to every single Alex Ambrose that ever existed?
Alex could travel across dimensions, defying the laws of time and space, to help other Alexes throughout the multiverse. But then everything changed.
No! Aw!
I have to go back and save them.
But if Alex went back to the mortal world, he would relinquish all of his power and his memories.
I don't have a choice. I must go back.
When Alex returned back to Earth, he goes back to being your average business tycoon millionaire, unaware that the people he cared most about are in danger.
Someone help me!
Yvonne, what happened?
I was attacked by a monster. Alex? What's going on? Get away from him! He is my boyfriend!
Who attacked Yvonne in the forest? What will Debbie do next? Who will Alex choose between the two women? Will Alex ever remember who he was before traveling into a different multiverse? To hear what happens next and whether Alex can stop the deranged monster before he strikes again, listen to the original audio drama, Insta Millionaire Returns, only on Pocket FM. Download the app now and find out.
Presentation.
Hello everybody? Welcome back to Turn 200. We have the Venom Truck Series on tap for you here tonight, and we are at Michigan, of all places. It's JKay's race. It is. Hold on. Let me get this right. It is the Little Caesars is good. I don't care what you say 180, presented by JKay Gaming. It's Matt Williamson here in the booth with you. No Tommy Cook. Old Tommy's still on vacation as we speak, but having a whale of a time here in Tennessee. So we will see him back here on Thursday night for the Maximum Velocity Truck Series. But here tonight, we have plenty of business to get down to. The Venom Truck Series drivers take on 90 laps here at Michigan. And points, JKay is still the points leader here. Hunter and Grab just 22 points behind. Top 4 drivers in the points are all in the same places. After that, we get down to a little bit of movement as I believe Jan Van Leer has dropped one spot. Paul Ellison is up 3. And we have quite a bit of movement there in the back of the top 10. Tyler Logan, Rodney Matney, and Andy Poliski there through 9th. And Josh Freed currently in the 10th position. So lots of movement there in the back half of the top 10 of the points. But JKay still leading it, hoping to extend his lead. This is his race. He is sponsored for the season, wanting to bring home another W. And the warm-up period is over. Let's go ahead and get to your starting lineup. And your starting lineup will go like this. Chad Stearns has grabbed his pole here at Michigan for the Venom Truck Series. I believe that is Stearns' first pole of the season. He's actually had quite a bit of bad luck throughout his qualifying run. So good stuff there from Chad to put himself in a good position here tonight. Matt Schlosser will start on his outside. The Interstellar Racing team has been cooking as of late. Second in the team points, led by the team leader, Matt Schlosser. He will start in second. Hunter and Grab will start on the inside of the second row. JKay, the 2 championship contenders up front right now, they will start side by side there on the second row. JKay on the outside of Hunter and Grab. Hayden Palumbo will start 5th. Paul Ellison 6th. Rodney Matney will start on the inside of the 4th row. Steve Roman on his outside. Kyle Zittel, Eric Breeding will start in your 5th row. Jan Van Leer, Jeremy McKinnon will start in 11th and 12th. Moving back, Josh Motorcheck starting in 13th. Josh Freed 14th. Garrett Rainey, Zach Lockett will be in your 8th row. Dan Miglin and Austin Holyfield will start 17th and 18th. Then Leo Smith and RJ Starcevic rounding out the top 20. Behind them, Michael Dean, Jordan Journeau, Cole Maxwell, Kenneth Graves, Andy Poliski, Paul Sargent, Pascal Samard, Josh Jackson, Corey Rutherford, and Rob Williams will be at the end of 30 drivers. We have 33 drivers starting tonight's race. Gary Clark, Brantley Gainey, and Tyler Bergert will round out your field here. Let's get in our weather conditions quickly. 108 degrees on the track. Temperature, not real hot, not real cool. Going to be just right for 90 laps here around Michigan. Pit window is going to be about 37 laps is how many they can go. But with 90 laps, you would assume without cautions, they're going to split it into 30 lap stints or at least close to it. But all eyes are on these first couple of rows. Stearns trying to get his first great start of the season. Schlosser looking to get into the team points lead. Oh no, we're wrecking already. The green flag just waves on the race start. But it is a huge stack up farther back. Oh, and more contact as Smith tries to get backed up. That's Rob Williams involved, Josh Jackson, Kenneth Graves. I believe Austin Holyfield was in the middle of this as well. Paul Sargent. We have seen some hiccups on race starts and race restarts here throughout this season so far. And another one has bit us here at Michigan. Well, let's go ahead and take a look. With these bigger fields that we've had this season, it's a great thing to have this many drivers. However, on some of these starts and restarts, the field has been getting stacked up towards the back, and it has caused some incidents. Let's see if we can figure out what happens here. Oh, huge check up there on the inside lane. The 5 trucks all pounding each other from behind. And that causes Smith to get turned up into the outside wall. You see Sargent, Jackson, Williams, Gainey all right there. It started around Miglin, Rainey. I think Gainey was right there as well. Michael Dean. I mean, there were a lot of drivers that were kind of... I mean, nobody's really at fault for an incident like that. It just kind of happens. Drivers think they're going to get going when the green flag drops, and for some reason there's a checkup in the middle of the field. They really can't put any blame on anybody there, but that's a very tough start to your race, especially you put in all the practice time to prepare for this race. You might not get the starting spot that you wanted in qualifying. You get mired in the back of the pack, and then it just compounds on each other. An incident happens, and now you have damage to start out your race. That is certainly not what you want to have here. So a bit of a delayed start. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Eric, Luke. I know there's a couple of drivers that are on vacation here this week, but still have 33 drivers starting this race. Luke Peterson being one of them. Ryan Dye, also a notable driver not in the field here tonight. So we're going to try and get things situated here. What often happens in the sim is if the caution comes out before all of the trucks cross the start-finish line, it doesn't score everybody in the positions that they need to be in. So that's why you're seeing some folks going around the pace truck trying to figure out where they need to be to all be on the lead lap. Other than those that may have been down pit road for extended repairs. Looks like Holyfield is a lap down. Do believe everybody else should be on the lead lap. And Smith currently is out of the race. So before we really even get across the start-finish line for the start of this race, we may have one driver out of the field already. Come on, Eric. Cole Maxwell always has a chance every night. But yes, with one driver out of the field already, he's got a better chance. Alrighty, folks. Can we get it rolling this time? Pace lights are out. Pace truck is off. Let's get this party underway. Restart. Green flag is waving. Chad Stearns out to a good jump, early lead here. Schlosser and Engrab side by side behind. Lots of drivers side by side throughout the field here. Here goes Engrab looking up the inside. Schlosser doing a great job using that middle lane to get momentum off the corner. Oh, here comes JKay. Closes the door on Engrab. I think Engrab was going to try and get up behind Schlosser. Kay did not let it happen. These drivers fighting for every position already here. Where's Stickers McQueen in the chat? Rodney Matney working his way up already. Up a couple of positions there in the 83. Matt Schlosser and the number 4 looking for a slide job here through turns 3 and 4. He'll pull up in front of Stearns. Oh, we had one pretty loose there towards the back. Believe that may have been Jorno, but able to keep it on the racing surface. Now JKay's gone down to the bottom of the racetrack through turns 1 and 2. So Kay has been all over these lines already here today. Curious to see how much tire these drivers are going to have to conserve. They can make it 37 laps. Whoa, on a tank. Wow, that was awful tight there off of 4. I believe that was Kyle Zittel that just about got the worst of it. Kind of had the door closed on him there. There's Paul Ellison right behind Zittel as well, looking to thread the needle. But look at Rodney Matney. Really only 4 laps into this race under green flag conditions. Already up 4 positions utilizing this top side. Oh, and we're 3 wide here through turns 3 and 4. Palumbo up top. Engrab in the middle. That's JKay down low. You're able to do that early on in these runs, but as the tires start to fade, that is a no-go. Matney in the 83 trying to use that top side to get big runs down the back and front stretches, and it's working beautifully here early on. Now he's going to dive to the inside. Not able to make it stick. Once again, looking towards 3 wide here in the back was for a moment. Jan Van Leer up 5 positions early on here as well. Gotta wonder how hard they're pushing though, and how much these tires are going to fade here in the long run. Drivers working through some lap traffic. That is Leo Smith, who had to be in pit road for pretty significant repairs. Oh man, getting really tight there off of 4. It is tough to run all the way up on the wall there. Kyle Zittle's found himself in some traffic, having a hard time moving forward. This is what it looks like from the cockpit of the 5. There's Matney on his outside. Both of them moving up quickly early on here. Chad Stearns looking underneath Matt Schlosser for the lead. Stearns able to get a nose underneath of Schlosser. Will not be able to get clear, but he does. Palumbo pulls right up to the back of Schlosser. Thought Schlosser might go for a crossover move there, but nothing doing this time. Whoa! McKinnon slides across the back bumper of the 83. Gets him awful loose. Now they're 3 wide off of turn 4. Stearns enters turn 1 way up there on the top side of the racetrack and then moves. Oh, there's contact! Looked like Matney made contact with, I think that is Kyle Zittel. And it was Zittel trying to get himself back onto the racetrack. Look at Jeremy McKinnon. I don't know where McKinnon came from. Oh, somebody's hard on the wall. McKinnon up 9 positions now early. These drivers are not holding anything back. We are on lap 14 of 90 here this evening, and they're racing like there's only 15 laps left. Looked like Palumbo got awful tight there, sailing it off into the corner, has Miglin underneath, able to hang on to it. The downside for McKinnon here is he's had to use up his tires to make up this many positions. Those drivers that started in the front, same goes to Jan Van Leer as well. Those two, 4th and 5th. And then Dan Miglin. Boy, I tell you what, Miglin has been impressive early on. There is Jordan Journeau into the outside wall. Evasive maneuvers from the rest of the field. Journeau awfully slow here on the backstretch. Everybody does a great job getting out of the way. To my point, Jan Van Leer, Jeremy McKinnon, Dan Miglin have all had to push extremely hard to make up some track position early on, but it is going to hurt them here in the long run. Do they maybe try and undercut this first pit stop a little bit? Wow, look at JKay really loose there off of 2. The lines being used. I mean, we're 16 laps into the run, and they're still using 3 or 4 lanes across this racing surface. Palumbo still trying to enter way up high into turn number 3. Losing a lot of ground on entry, but trying to make it up on the exits. He's gone backwards a couple of positions here in the last 5 to 6 laps. Things have started to spread out a little bit more here. Still a side-by-side here for 5th. That is Miglin and Palumbo. And behind them, Hunter Engrav trying to work his way up through the field. I think maybe drop back to save tire early on here. He gave up 6, 7, maybe 8 positions. Now trying to get back into the fold, march his way through the top 10. Oh, but it gets into the wall hard off of 2. how much will it affect the aero of the truck? Hard to tell right now, but aero extremely important here in Michigan. Jeremy McKinnon absolutely hounding Matt Schlosser right now for second. Remember at the start of the race, we were expecting pit stops near lap 30. However, with the early caution, that window may have slipped back a little bit. Might be looking more lap 32, 33, 34. Starting a single file out here as the tires start to fade for some of these drivers. Back half of the top 10, things still pretty sporty. Zach Lockett, Josh Freed battling for 8th. Hunter Engrab right behind them, looking to work his way back through the top 10 and gain the positions that he lost. Lots of different lines being used here. Migwood way up high. Jan Van Leer using more of a low line. JKay trying to get underneath of Jan Van Leer. Don't think John will have the real estate to slide up in front of the 5, but maybe looking for a slider down here into turn 3. Maybe not. Enters more in the middle. Still trying to get good run off the corner. Oh, Jan looks a little bit loose. Just a bit of a moment there. John able to stay in the throttle. Nose is out in front. Schlosser still about dead even time-wise here with Chad Stearns. Schlosser has not been able to really get much closer after Stearns took the lead back from Schlosser, but hasn't lost a ton of time either. Stearns, one of the greats at tire management, definitely going to play an important factor here. But how much? Oh, McKinnon. Oh, contact with Schlosser. Schlosser's race is over. An incredible run early on for the 4, spoiled by the bumper of the 12. We'll take a look at the replay. I think McKinnon was trying to get to Schlosser's outside off of turn 2. Go ahead and back it up all the way to corner entry. McKinnon had pretty much just been mirroring Schlosser a little bit. Had some runs, but didn't really have any that he was able to take previously. But felt like he had one to take here. Schlosser running the same line Stearns is running. McKinnon goes more high, trying to get to Schlosser's outside. You see, it looks like the two of them may have made a little bit of contact there. And it's hard to tell if they even separated after that. It's almost like the right rear of the 4, left front of the 12 were connected all the way there through the corner. Let's take a look from McKinnon's point of view. This will give us a good story here. Yeah, McKinnon got in there tight on the right rear of the 4. I don't know if he meant to really make contact, but just a tiny little touch got Schlosser loose, and then Schlosser had no choice but to walk it up the racetrack after getting loose from the contact. So everybody's going to be down pit road this time. We were getting close to pit stops, but a little bit earlier than the drivers were probably hoping for. Chad Stearns still leads it out of pit road. Jeremy McKinnon now sits in second. John Kay made up a couple positions there on pit road. Jumps up to third. Dan Miglin continues to impress. Remember, Miglin, one of the many rookies that are in the field here in Season 8, but has been one of the best. Currently sits in fourth. Jan Van Leer all the way up to fifth. Things have been pretty heated here at Michigan already. Usually I have Tommy Cook to kind of monitor the radio and figure out exactly what is being said amongst the drivers, but the incident before we really took the green flag, and everybody was fighting extremely hard for track position. Nobody was wanting to give each other an inch. And then the incident there between McKinnon and Schlosser, I'm sure that one was, I'm sure it's been talked about. We'll just put it that way. But now the drivers have fresh tires, and we're going to get to see one of those runs all over again. But I'll tell you who it worked out for. Those drivers that pushed really hard early on were in a position that the tire wear didn't really come into play for them. McKinnon was one of them. Dan Miglin another. Andy Poliski, Jan Van Leer, Freed, Lockett. Almost everybody here in the top 10 has made up a ton of positions, other than Paul Ellison and Chad Stearns, obviously, who started on the pole. But lots of drivers have benefited from that caution coming out at that time, not losing positions to tire wear there towards the end. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Nathan Reynolds, Greg Roberts, TM Darko cheering on Cole. And after the incident between McKinnon and Schlosser, we are back green. Stearns out. Good jump to the lead again. Wow, look at this. Slicing and dicing, just as Reynolds said. Drivers get put on an even playing field as far as strategy goes, and with the drafting help, many lines to run. It's just close quarters racing. How hard will McKinnon push now that he has track position, or will he try to conserve any tire? He's not wasting any time going underneath of Chad Stearns. Stearns, McKinnon still side by side into 3. McKinnon will clear Stearns but does not pull up. Stearns moves down behind the 12. Jeremy McKinnon to the lead here in Michigan. Little bit of a blink there from Lockett a little bit farther back, but seems to be back in working order. Somebody that dropped a lot of positions here, and I'm not sure if it was because of a bad pit stop. No, he had moved back a little bit throughout that run, but Hunter Engrab is all the way back in 19th place here. Started up in the second row and has just continued to go backwards all night. He's looking to right the ship. Here comes JKay looking for second, as is Dan Miglin, trying to take it away from Chad Stearns in the 05. JKay's got a great look for us here for one of the car inside cameras here tonight. Port Rithford was supposed to be having one on as well, but something must have happened with his throughout the racing session. And sometimes they affect the performance in the sim, so drivers elect to turn them off if it's affecting their latency and what have you. Kay, great look here at the back of Jan Van Leer. He finds himself in 5th currently. Remember, Car Inside is run by our very own Nathan Reynolds, a non-participant in the Venom Truck Series this season, but still very active with his team members and in the league as a whole. If you need some tips, especially on running the trucks here, go check out the Car Inside YouTube channel. Kay trying to use multiple different lines there, but not making anything really work. Here comes Andy Poliski. Poliski up 20 positions so far here tonight and looking for more in that red, white, and blue 32. Poliski, big move off of the wall. Trying to keep himself out of trouble, does it for now. Oh, contact farther back. Caution will end up flying here. Trying to figure out who that was. I think it was RJ Starcevic. And indeed it was. And the turn 200, team 200, number 29. He goes for a little bit of a ride there. Looks like Michael Dean was involved in this one as well. See if we can figure out what transpires. Oh, and it looks like somebody got really loose in front of RJ here. That's Bergert in the 44, and you can see Bergert completely sideways, trying to get it corralled. Starcevic thinking that he's going to go low, then thinking he's going to go high and get it taken care of. Starcevic has to check up big time and takes a shot from Dean there in the 73. And Dean moving way down the racetrack, but Starcevic completely sideways. Wow, major contact there. A miracle that Dean didn't end up going upside down. But that's pretty significant contact for the both of them. That'll definitely be pretty significant damage that's going to need to be fixed. We're going to go ahead and back it up. Let's go to RJ's point of view and see what it's like. I'm sure he's out of the gas, trying to figure out where to go. Burgert in front of him was kind of going high, going low. Nobody was really quite sure where he was going to end up. And as soon as he let out of the gas, Dean kind of got into his tail. Dean, I'm sure, couldn't even see Burger there in front of him having trouble. Just a tough place to be. About half the field down pit road, including many of your leaders. Chad Stearns, Jeremy McKinnon, Rodney Matney. All drivers that were pretty far up in the field have come down pit road to take their second set of tires so far here tonight. Or what we're assuming is for tires anyways. They ran about 12 laps on that set. But with only 3 sets of tires, this is going to put them in a little bit of a tough position maybe. If a couple cautions come out late, they could put themselves in some tough spots. But you got to gamble. We saw a pretty good green flag run to start this race. They're gambling on another one. Got to give some love to Kyle Zittel, running a car inside camera today, by the way. Might pull Corey Rutherford up in here for an interview as well. Said that he would be available for one mid-race should we want to pull him up. He did have a camera going earlier, which is, I think, why he said that, but fortunately not running now. But let's go ahead and get a quick word in. And this is the driver of the number 50, Corey Rutherford, up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Alrighty, Corey. So you're one of the drivers that has decided to come down pit road and I'm assuming get tires this time around, hoping for a long green flag run here.
I actually didn't get tires. I just topped off on fuel, so I can hopefully go a little bit deeper and maybe catch a late caution. It's pretty much the only strategy I have to try to gain some spots, but I want to keep an extra set in my back pocket.
Alrighty, so maybe many of these drivers...
Although everyone behind us, I'm pretty sure took tires.
Gotcha. Alrighty, so a little bit of a different strategy here for the 50. Other cars have taken tires. Good luck out there, and we'll hopefully talk to you again here soon.
That'd be awesome.
Alrighty, that was Corey Rutherford, driver of the number 50, as we are getting ready to go green again here. Dan Miglin will jump out in front. Lots of fighting farther back here. You see Corey, one of those drivers. A lot of the drivers that were behind him that he mentioned took tires are getting through on the 50 right now. But look at this. 3, sometimes 4 wide. We were 3 wide right there for second for a moment. Jan Van Leer has taken over the lead, and from the drop of the green, Jan Van Leer in the 5 has had incredible speed here. Of course, if my memory serves me correctly, Jan, a great supporter of Auto Club, and of course Auto Club, a sister track nearly identical to Michigan here. So lots of good vibes and a good racetrack here for Jan. JKay still hanging around here in the top 5. Hasn't been able to get himself up to the lead, but has been in the top 5 all night. Elected not to take tires or come down pit road at all with that last caution. First driver that did take tires right now, no surprise, is Jeremy McKinnon. McKinnon trying to thread the needle here in between Zittel and Garrett Rainey. Matney following him through. Matney also on fresh rubber. Those two trying to take every opportunity that they can. They do not want to get bogged down in traffic with fresh tires on there. Want to take every advantage that they can while they got it. And you see McKinnon making bold moves because he has the fresh rubber on. Exits way down low off of 2, able to sneak out in front of Gainey. And now Jan Van Leer taking it down to the apron. Haven't seen that too much here tonight. And look at this. Zach Lockett has consistently been moving forward. And Lockett up into the top 5 now, past Andy Poliski. McKinnon in the middle of 4 wide here off of turn number 4. I think he had to back out of the throttle a bit. Steve Roman up there on the top side. And Ellison down below. And Rodney Matney on the very bottom side. Matney has now gotten out in front of McKinnon. So now Matney is the first driver on a fresh set of tires all the way up to 7th. Oh, how I wish Tommy Cook was here, because there is a lot happening right now. Too much for me to keep my eyes on. Trying to do as best a job as I can here. This is the halfway point in the race. JKay still side by side with Dan Miglin here for second. Miglin way up high, JKay way down low. Miglin uses that top side to get the momentum off of turn 2 and get out in front of Kay. Something has happened with Rodney Matney. Jeremy McKinnon has gotten back out in front of the 83. A little bit of a slip up here for Matney. McKinnon back out in front. Those two working forward on the fresh tires. And they are coming quickly. McKinnon just about pushing JKay. And JKay says, I don't want any part of this. You go high, I'll go low. Now they're going to cross it over. Oh, McKinnon losing traction. Wow, lost a lot of grip there on the bottom side, trying to turn underneath of the 2. Matney getting himself back into the mix here as well. Jeremy McKinnon takes fresh tires on the last caution and drives himself back to the front. 12 to the lead. obviously has the speed, is going to need a little bit of luck as the back half of this race develops with only one set of tires left. Josh Freed, Andy Poliski fighting hard here for 7th. Freed all the way down almost to the yellow line. Oh, and the caution is out. Problems farther back. Oh, and that is Corey Rutherford. Down into the grass. And Josh Jackson in the 7. And obviously significant contact to either another truck or the wall here for the 7. Front end of that thing is beat up pretty dang good. Taking a look at Corey. I think the front end may have met the rear end. Because the back of Corey's truck pretty beat up here. Let's see what happens. Looks like Corey may have gotten in the wake of Giorno and just gotten loose. And that is indeed what happens here. And then trying to save it. Slides up the racetrack just a bit. Oh, Jackson was trying to go low to avoid. And absolutely pounds the 50. Let's run it back again. Let's go ahead and go to the cockpit view for Jackson. Felt like Rutherford was going to stay there in the middle of the racetrack. Tried to make the evasive maneuver down low, and it did not work out. Could see him coming up. Oh, and he had a little bit of a smoke screen in his way there as well. Couldn't quite tell where the 50 was headed. Big damage there for both of those drivers. And now just about everybody is down pit road except for 3. Here's the race off of pit road. Chad Stearns is going to take it easily. Stearns going to be lining up in 4th. But here are your 3 that took fresh tires on lap 37 after that caution had come out. It's Jeremy McKinnon, Rodney Matney, and Tyler Bergert at the front of this field. Those 3, fresh rubber on lap 37, did not come down pit road this last time around. And then behind them, Chad Stearns, Jan Van Leer, JKay, Dan Miglin, and Zach Lockett were the first 5 off of pit road. Well, strategy just got potentially a little bit tougher here for those 3 drivers. That is not a caution they wanted to see come out. Now the drivers behind them have about 10 to 12 lap fresher tires than they do. And they all have one set remaining. No, you're blind, Ashton Crowder. Thanks for hopping in. No Tommy Cook here tonight. Just good old Matt Williamson here with you. Will this be the final run to the checkers? Or will another caution fly? It is time to find out. Jeremy McKinnon leads us to the green flag here at Michigan. We are back underway. Look at this battle for second. Matney holds it. Stearns was trying to get to his outside, now puts the bumper to Matney, pushing him off of turn 2. Here comes Jan Van Leer, a huge dive down to the bottom of Berger. Oh, Jan got a little bit loose. On colder tires here. Oh, and another caution is out. Oh, and this is a pretty good-sized one. That is going to be the end of the race for Rob Williams. Likely Josh Motacek as well. Austin Holyfield involved. Corey Rutherford's slow again, but may have just been trying to keep away from everybody else. Jordan Journeau down pit road as well. I'm not sure if that was just an evasive maneuver or if there was major contact. Looks like the right side of the 84 is banged up pretty good. So that question is answered. That is not the final run to the checkers. Oh, and Journeau spins out here on the backstretch. Wondering if that's going to be a tow. And I think it is. See if we can figure out what happens here. This is Holyfield in the 10. Oh, and I believe that's Motacek that was up in the wall early on. Just got himself loose and then tight, trying to make the correction. See him get loose there, trying to catch it. Ends up in the outside wall, still loose, pounds Holyfield. Wow, Cole Maxwell, a huge shot there as well. Oh my, Rob Williams absolutely clobbers the inside wall. Cole Maxwell with big damage as well, though. Missed that on the front end of this one. Look at this impact for the 19. Goodness. Kenneth Graves pretty lucky he did not do the same. Narrowly missed that entrance wall. Ashton Crowder wanting to be put in the booth. Unfortunately, I am in a Discord that I don't believe you're a part of. If this was turn 200, you would probably be up here already. The Discord server, turn 200, that is. Well, that was a tough incident for a lot of drivers there. Smith, Maxwell, Motacek, Rutherford, Journeau, Williams, and Josh Jackson all on pit road here. And I think all of them for damage fixing. Races are likely over, definitely for Williams. Josh Jackson's still in here from his last incident. Brought out the incident before this one. Looks like Jorno may have disconnected. And Motocek with big damage as well. So Michigan has claimed quite a few drivers here tonight. But still, 26 remain on the lead lap. What also has made this interesting is fuel strategy. Those drivers that came down on lap 51, especially with quite a few caution laps run here in the middle, may have the opportunity to stretch the fuel out all the way to the end should we stay green. The likes of McKinnon, Bergert, and I believe those are the only two that stayed out here. They definitely will not be able to make it on fuel. So they are hoping for a caution to come out at some point. But still, Jeremy McKinnon in the 12 is going to lead us to the green flag. There's the restart zone, and they're away. Hello to Matt Schlosser, by the way. That was a tough incident for you, partner. Had a really great race going. I really hate to see that for you. But Interstellar still rocking it out here. And another driver rocking it out. Jan Van Leer. Caution is out again. Big incident one more time. Big contact there for Gainey. Gary Clark. Big contact here as well. Cole Maxwell may have been involved in that one again. Let's take a look. Oh, man, and Clark kind of gets loose here off of 2. Oh, and this is Hunter Engrav. Second place in the championship points at the moment. See Rainey get loose in front of them, and then Clark, I think, got into the wall a little bit, tried to pull himself off, and comes right down into Engrav and Gainey. Man, good shots for a couple of drivers there. You see Maxwell involved in that one too. Engrav able to keep himself from driving all the way down to the inside wall. So things getting a little bit chippy here at Michigan. Oh, I take that back. That was not Cole Maxwell. That was RJ Starcevic there in the 29. My apologies. Looks like a 69 with all that damage on it. Wow, 7 years of required repairs. I think even you and I could get a truck in pretty good shape within 7 years. Well, after a couple of really good green flag runs, we have had a couple of extremely short stints. Incidents within moments of the green flag dropping for a restart. And this just about cements that those drivers that came down on lap 51 or later are definitely good on fuel, I would imagine. And yet again, McKinnon and Bergert definitely not good on fuel. And I'm looking for Rodney Matney. Matney did come down pit road the very next caution. Not sure if it was for tires. I'm assuming for tires and fuel, but has not had the opportunity to show the speed that he has because of these short runs. But I tell you what, Jan Van Leer from the drop of the green, he has looked stout here tonight in Michigan, but so has Jeremy McKinnon. Problem for McKinnon, if we go green from here on out, he is going to have to come down pit road. Many of the drivers around him will not. And there's Jordan in the chat. Oh, man. We hate to hear about hardware issues. We've had a lot of them here this season, whether it's a VR headset, a monitor going out, a wheel disconnecting, and you with a shifter. We've had too many hardware issues here this season, so hopefully that's able to get fixed. That is definitely disappointing. But what's not disappointing, we are back green. Jan Van Leer leads us to the field with 30 to go. McKinnon and JKay side by side here for second. Tyler Berger, wow, look at Poliski, has to make a big save down to the white line. But able to make it happen. Here goes JKay, looking for the lead underneath of Jan Van Leer. Oh, and Jan a little bit loose there off of 4, but still gets a good run off the top side. The teammates, Poliski and McKinnon, side by side for second. Whoa! Drivers hanging it out here. I think that was Berger there on the high side. It was either Berger or Palumbo. They got awful loose. Jan Van Leer able to sneak back out in front. Wow. Nearly major contact there between Miglin and Poliski. Miglin really fast earlier on, has been a little bit quiet through the middle of this race, but now that we're in the back third, has roared back to life. Not only on fuel strategy, but you got to wonder how long McKinnon's going to be able to hang on to these tires as well. A significant number more than some of the drivers around him. Wow, Palumbo just about got into it there with Berger. And now Miglin, who has been running the low side for a lot of these last few runs, has now jumped up to the top. We are still 3 wide behind them. It's Lockett, Palumbo, and Berger. Now Steve Vroman getting into the mix. Berger gets really loose there into turn number 3, loses a bunch of positions. Where do your eyes look? So much happening here. fighter jet formation through turns 1 and 2. Nobody wanting to give an inch. Berger just about slaps Garrett Rainey. These trucks are all over the place. Chad Stearns, fresher rubber, slides up into the 83. Boy, that was close. Now here comes JKay looking again to take the lead underneath of the 5. Oh, Kay tried to slide up in front, was not there, but Jan Van Leer had to pull off the throttle, gets passed by Poliski and Miglin. Now Miglin looking for the lead. A huge dive down into turn 3. Miglin leads it at the line, but JKay roaring back here on the outside. JKay weaving big time down here on the bottom of the racetrack. But looking for the lead. It looked like somebody may have gotten into the grass. No caution is out. JKay back to the point. Kay leads it across the line. Miglin in second. Here on the top side, Kay goes to cover it up. We are 4 wide down into turn number 1. 4 wide for second. Contact between Poliski and Van Leer. Nobody wanting to give an inch. Poliski has to back out of it and loses 3 positions. Look at this. Zach Lockett in the 93. Looking to take a podium position here. Was able to edge out in front for a moment. But Poliski and Van Leer using the middle and the top to get the big run down the straightaway. And there's some lap traffic. That is Jackson there in the 7. Close quarters. Drivers having to make evasive maneuvers. And there's JJ Wang in the chat cheering on Dan Miglin. Miglin has looked amazing here again tonight. Started pretty deep in the field, drove himself to the front, got his track position, and has been able to keep it. Tommy Cook is going to be one disappointed fella that he has missed this race. This has already been one for the books, and we still got 20 to go. Drivers happen to squeeze up and down onto each other to give themselves every little advantage that they can. Lockett, Jan Van Leer, side by side here for 4th. Steve Vroman, kind of out of nowhere here, has made his way up into the top 6. Wow, Matney up into the wall. Everybody having to try and avoid. Unfortunately for Matney, he had a good run. It stalled a little bit, but still on the horse. 18 laps to go. Still has plenty of time to get up to the top 5 here. Middle and top lanes have been pretty dominant so far here tonight. The momentum you get off of the corners is just too powerful. But with that, everybody fighting for the real estate, some drivers have been able to squeak through on the bottom. And to the bottom goes Poliski. Miglin way up on the top side. Poliski way down the bottom. Poliski tried to clear, but it was not there. Side by side for second and for fourth. Things have gotten single file on the top 5 for now, but behind them, I mean, this is a circus. Look at this, 4 wide down into turn number 1. Oh, wow. Gainey nearly makes contact there with Zittel. They get it negotiated. Zittel comes away with the top 10 position out of all of those drivers for now. Poliski starting to reel in JKay. JKay has been loving the battling that he's seen in his rearview mirror. Yeah, they did a number on this one, didn't they, JJ? They completely tear down one configuration and they reconfigured and repaved the other. Oh, Steve Froman! No, he's in the wall! Able to keep it straight. No caution will come out, but boy, did he have the wiggles trying to get that thing settled down and ended up hard into the outside wall there on the front stretch. Vroman had fallen back at the beginning of the race and was finally finding his way back up, but that is now dashed. Miglin still trying to use that very top lane right against the wall. Jan Van Leer side by side with him, utilizing more of a middle lane. Still trying to get a decent run off the corners, but trying to take a little bit of a shorter way around as well. Not going to work for Jan this time. Miglin still able to stay out in front. Look at Poliski. Enters turn 3 way down by the yellow line. Makes up a ton of ground on JKay through the corner. Can he keep the position as Kay has a run down the front stretch? Pretty much does. Actually reeling JKay in still. Has JKay burned up his tires or has he been saving? How much tire does Poliski have left? Poliski up 23 positions this race, looking for the lead with 12 to go. Meanwhile, we're 3 wide back here for 4th. Chad Stearns took fresh tires a couple of cautions ago and has started marching his way through the field. Stearns out in front of Lockett and Dan Miglin. Stearns takes 4th. Miglin starting to struggle a little bit. May have cooked the tires. Miglin just started slipping back within the last 2 or 3 laps. JKay having to work through a little bit of lap traffic. That is Cole Maxwell there in the 69. Poliski still in second. He's able to navigate through the traffic. There you see Jeremy McKinnon on pit road exit down on the apron. McKinnon finally had to come down pit road. I'm surprised he was able to make it this long. He did a great job of trying to extend the fuel as far as he could, but could not hold out any longer. So McKinnon will go a lap down here, but is going to fight to stay on the lead lap. On fresh tires, will probably be able to get himself back out there in front of JKay. Here comes Chad Stearns. Stearns got his way up to fourth. Now looking for more underneath of Jan Van Leer. Will he have the real estate to pull out in front? He absolutely does. Stearns up to third and looking for another one from Poliski. Stearns sails Poliski off into turn number 1. But a great corner there for the 32, able to hold off the 05. Stearns on fresher rubber, able to get more traction through the middle of turns 3 and 4 and still come out with a lot of speed on exit. Look at those 6 trucks lined up behind them as well. 2 by 2 for 3 rows. Oh, Stearns not quite able to get the traction through turns 1 and 2. Loses some ground there to Poliski, now side by side with Jan Van Leer. Oh! Jan has to make a big save. Gonna lose a bunch of time to these two. Stearns trying to push Poliski up into a pick behind Rutherford. This one may hurt Stearns. Poliski gonna be able to get that big drive off of turn number 2. Behind them, Palumbo and Zittel fighting for a top 5. And JKay still out front. Can the man bring it home? Allstate JKay, 5 laps to go across the line. Further back, Hunter Engrave has weathered the storm as best as he can, has found his way up into 8th, has the opportunity to pick up a couple more, has to chase the truck up the racetrack. Stearns now side by side with Poliski. Both of them a 2/10 faster that last time around than JKay. You have to wonder, if they weren't battling side by side, how much faster could they be than the two? If Stearns can clear Poliski, might have a good shot. He does. Up in front, Stearns to second. Is there enough time to catch the back bumper of the two? 3 laps to go. Tyler Bergert, the 44, is a lap down, trying to unlap himself. Was on the same strategy as McKinnon. He goes underneath Poliski, will be underneath of Stearns down here into turn 3. Number 2 on the side of the truck. Number 2 up on the board. 2 to go here for JKay. And Berger being out in front of John may actually help him a little bit with drafting help down the backstretch here. Wow, look at this. Kay, Stearns, Poliski, Jan Van Leer all starting to draw near to each other. But is it too little? Is it too late? White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Stearns continues to close in on Kay. Looking for a good run here off of 2. Kay, rear tires kicked out a little bit. Stearns with a great run down the backstretch. Kay trying to mirror drive in front of the 05. Kay throws the block. Stearns goes down below the apron. JKay wins it here at Michigan. What a battle. If Stearns had 1 lap left, may have been able to get the best of JKay, but Kay able to hold on. Tire strategy was perfect for the 2 here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. He's won so many races this season so far, I'm not even sure how many this is. 3 or 4, I believe. Look at this. Head on the steering wheel. Emotions high for the number 2. JKay's home race. The presented by JKay gaming race. And he's able to bring it home for the hometown crowd. Alabama gang and super kick. Drivers there for the celebration. Look at it, ladies and gentlemen. This one is special. You can see it in the actions. You can see it in the eyes. Alrighty, folks. We're going to let the boys celebrate, but we're going to get to finishing results. Results are in. JKay takes the win here at Michigan. That is going to be a big one. You're not going to want to miss this interview coming up. Chad Stearns fell just, and I mean just, a touch short. Stearns ends up in second. Andy Poliski hard fought as well. Great podium there for Andy. Jan Van Leer, fast all night. Just could not put it together there at the end, but a great finish still in fourth. Hayden Palumbo, really good finish here for Hayden. He was working that top side almost all night long, ends up with the top 5. Kyle Zittel, great finish in 6th. Josh Freed, Hunter, and Grav able to battle back from being around 20th halfway through the race. He gets up to 8th. Dan Miglin unfortunately roasted the tires there, just fell off in the last 10 laps. Just could not keep up. He falls to 9th. Zach Lockett did the same there, falls to 10th. Paul Ellison, Rodney Matney, Eric Breeding, Garrett Rainey, and Kenneth Graves round out your top 15. Pascal Samard, 16th. Paul Sargent, 17th. Brantley Gainey brings home 18th. Leo Smith will finish at 19th. Austin Holyfield rounds out your top 20. Jeremy McKinnon tried alternate strategy along with Tyler Berger. Neither of them came up successful. 21st and 22nd for both of those drivers. The rest of the drivers finished 1+ laps down. Corey Rutherford, Cole Maxwell, Steve Roman, Josh Jackson, Gary Clark, RJ Starcevic, Jordan Jorno, Josh Motacek, Rob Williams, Michael Dean, and Matt Schlosser round out your 33 drivers to take the green here tonight. All right, folks. Let's get to the podium interviews. Sorry, this is always a little bit slower when it's just me running the controls here. And let's pull up the third place finisher. Came from deep, and I mean deep in the field here tonight. Congrats on the third place to Andy Poliski.
Thanks, guys. It's a hell of a finish. It definitely a battle all night.
Well, it certainly was, not just to get your track position back, but, I mean, just close quarters racing with everybody out there. I'm sure here, of all places, starting in the back is pretty scary and hairy, I would have to imagine.
Yeah, it is. The draft, especially early on, is huge, and if you somebody times a run wrong or just doesn't guess what you're doing right, I mean it can easily take you out. I've had issues here in the past because of stuff like that. So I was just going to be patient the whole night, and it kind of came to me. So
yeah, it came to you, and it was the cautions kind of came at weird moments here tonight. We had a couple of long green flag runs, then we had 2 or 3 cautions come out all in a row. Different drivers choosing different strategies within there. I mean, is there on paper this looks like a simple race, but it ended up being anything but.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the beginning. Just splitting it in thirds, and then thought it was going to be pretty simple. But like you said, cautions come out at weird times, and it kind of jumbled the strategy. I know it kind of bit Jeremy. Unfortunately, he tried something different. I think if we had one more caution, it would have worked out perfect for him and everybody else. And unfortunately, we didn't get that. But I was great on the long run. I was a lot better on the longer run than anything else. So I was kind of glad to see it go to the end.
Well, you did a fantastic job here tonight. It was a hell of a drive from you. Let's get some thank yous and shout outs here for you.
Always thank my sponsors, Nissan Wichita Falls, for standing behind me. Thank my teammates, Jeremy and Steve and Darby, who's not here. Trade a lot of information back and forth, really help each other out in race time. Everybody in the league, like I said, week in, week out, it's a lot of fun coming through the field. A lot of great guys to race with. I think at one point I was 4, maybe 5 wide, I think. It was crazy. And then you guys in the booth, I'll watch back every week. Great show.
Well, we appreciate it, partner, and you're right. I think you were definitely 4 wide, maybe even 5 there for a moment. It was crazy, but great job bringing third home, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, folks, as is per usual for Chad Stearns. I'm sure he had an official race that he had to get to. No time for an interview here with Chad. So we're just going to go ahead and get right on to it. It is your winner at his home race, the race that he sponsored. JKay has won it here at Michigan. Congratulations, partner.
Holy shit. I'm not even going to apologize for that. I have so much to say. I hope you're ready. I hope you got the timer going. Holy crap.
Well, I mean, it was hard fought. That you started up towards the front, and you were one of the only drivers that was able to keep the position all night long. I mean, there were a lot of drivers that came from the back to the front, a lot of drivers that started up front and kind of dropped to the back, but you were really the one mainstay all throughout the race tonight. Did it just fall your way? Were there conscious strategy decisions that really paid off better than others? I mean, what kept you up there all night?
I really don't know. It was just, I just was kind of taking it easy, hanging out. So I was surprised I actually stayed up there. I didn't get to practice at all. I've been out of town working at a fair cleaning up for the past, I left Saturday night after going to a Reds game to celebrate 4th of July. A Reds-Tigers game, and the Tigers won, so that was cool to see. But yeah, I literally was just like, I don't really know what I'm doing, and I just kind of kept staying there, and credit where credit's due to the whole team. They helped me out and just kind of fell my way at the right times, pit at the right times. So yeah, it's just a little bit of luck. I won't say a lot of skill because I don't think I have any skill. Well, I mean, I guess I do, but no practice, so I had no idea what the hell I was doing.
Well, I'd say you have plenty of skill because this is, I think, is this win number 4 for the season for you?
This is win number 3 and 10th
3.
career win. Yeah.
10th career win number 3 this season.
Yep.
I mean, you're putting together a heck of a season early on here, so I think there's a lot of skill involved. But I mean, you kind of said it, you were hanging around, but not necessarily in the front for pretty much the majority of the race. I mean, is there a flip that you kind of switch there in the back third that, propels you forward to the lead, or is it just what other drivers were doing around you and you just stayed the most consistent?
A little bit of both. There was some things that some drivers did that flipped the switch, which sounds really bad, but it's fine. I can't take myself seriously. There was a lot of blocking going on, and I just went, you know what? I'm not going to be passive anymore. It's getting to be time to race. So I just kind of decided it was time to go and see what would happen. And then we got out front and in the clean air, and it really changed how the truck drove. It drove a lot better. So it was nice change. It just a little bit of it was just measured aggression, I'd say. I think that's the right way to put it.
So the league's put on blast here. Do not aggravate JKay on the racetrack, because otherwise he's coming for you to take the lead from you.
I mean, either that or I'm going to wreck the hell out of myself. I almost did a couple times. So,
well, it was definitely sketchy out there. I mean, you were 3, maybe even 4 wide at points. Talk to me about the close quarters racing. I mean, everybody was doing everything they could to get every little advantage, and it kind of meant that you were maybe pushing each other up the racetrack or squeezing each other down. I mean, there was a lot of close quarters racing that sometimes got too close.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's been, there are a lot of dudes that drive really hard, and I think, people drive hard. It is what it is. It's hard to pass. You kind of have to do it. So yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. I don't really remember the question.
Well,
I forgot again.
This is going to be open-ended, and you can just kind of spill everything you need to here. Obviously, this is your sponsored race. It's Michigan. It's the home track. I mean, what does this mean for you?
It means so much. I started racing in Venom in season 2. and this is my home track. I almost got a win here in my first season. Paul ended up winning the race. He had a set of tires left, ended up winning it, which super happy for. Me and Paul were teammates at the time. And I got told by somebody that I didn't have a chance to win that race, even if him and Andy didn't wreck. So it's really, really nice to actually get it done and prove that I can in a paint scheme that's very special to me. This paint scheme is the first one. It's the first custom paint scheme I ever ran. It was made by a man named Chad Streeter. So Chad, if you ever see this, shout out to you, man. So I mean, just a lot of special stuff going on. I have never, other than that third place, I really haven't run worth a crap here. So it's really special to, I mean, just a lot of special things culminating. I mean, third win of the season, which is awesome. 10th career win, which was a huge thing I wanted to accomplish this season. I wanted to be the next person into double digits in league history, and I did it. And always wanted to win at this track. I have not won a race at Michigan since before I started racing in the league, when the ARCA cars were here just before season 2. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's just a whole lot of specialness going into this. I've been really close to winning in this paint scheme. I've had my heart broke a lot in this paint scheme. So yeah, it's man, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And I got to apologize to my upstairs neighbor because I freaking started screaming my head off.
Well, you talked about a lot of special things. You're starting to put together a little bit of a special season for you. I know, obviously, the format for this season is quite a bit different than it has been in seasons past. Of course, we had the chase format at the end of the season here in season number 8. But, I mean, what is this? What are these 3 race wins do for you? You know, as you're going through the regular season, do they fuel you more for the chase, or do you feel like you're not peaking at the right time? I mean, how do you feel about it with a different format here for the championship?
Definitely worried about being really good at the wrong time. That's a huge thing, right? And that's why it kind of sucks that we're doing the chase, and I've been vocal about it, but it's what we're doing. So, I mean, it's just trying to do what I can to get myself in the best position possible when we get to that point. And I know it resets. I don't remember what it resets to, if it's 15, 10, 5, whatever the hell the point total is. But I'd like to have the most points going into that. And I think there's a couple of tracks there that, you know, we could really take advantage of. And then there's, you know, Coda, which is going to be a bear. Coda and Talladega back to back. So the regular season matters, but at the same time, it does matter to make sure that you build up a gap for yourself. But yeah, it's just going to be about making sure that stay consistent. I mean, the 3 wins is very special. It's really, really hard to win in Venom. These guys are incredible, but it's just more about being consistent, which I think I've done really well so far, and I've kept my head really well so far. So it's just about doing that, and really it's just practicing. You know, I'm just using it as practice to get to the playoffs and be ready to go when we get there. So hopefully we aren't peaking too soon, and hopefully we get her done when we get into September and October.
Well, we're looking forward to the march through the regular season and then on to the chase. Excited to see how many more wins you can rack up here before we get there. But we'll keep our eyes on tonight here with you. Let's get some shout-outs here for you in the special one.
Yeah, shout out to my girlfriend. She's amazing. I'm about to, if she's watching, I'm getting ready to pack clothes and head back. So I have an hour drive. I drove an hour to come home and race today and do some laundry, and now I have to drive an hour back to go and go clean up at a fair. So shout out Sean Schaefer. He's my boss at Eldora and at the fairs, Buckeye Clean event. Shout out to him. I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't know that guy. He gave me my desk, so thanks to him and keeping the lights turned on and my internet on. And then shout out my mom and dad. I mean, for giving birth to me in Michigan to make this even more special. And then shout out the whole team: Garrett, Eric, Kyle, Paul, Hayden, Flinky when he's around. I think I got everybody. Luke wasn't here tonight, but shout out Luke. And then shout out Nathan. It's a lot of help from all those guys and keeping me in the right line of focus during the races. And then shout out you, Matt. Again, another win with Tommy not here. So I don't know. I called it, I think last week, maybe I told somebody, I said, Tommy's not going to be here. I said, big dubs. I love Tommy, but it is funny. I do keep doing this when he's not here. So I'll shut my webcam off. Yeah. And then shout out you. You're awesome. Best duo on iRacing. Sorry for the cussing. Sorry for taking, I don't know, am I at 10 minutes yet? I think I'm at 10 minutes, 14 minutes, something like that. But I gotta go. So thank you for what you do. Thank you to all you watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, share with a friend. We'll be back next Tuesday. There's other stuff going on, but it's all changed, so I don't remember what it is. So yeah, and then subscribe to JKay Gaming on YouTube if you want to watch crappy content.
Well, if you want to watch more race wins, go subscribe to JKay Gaming.
I would have to post them first.
Man, congratulations. This is a cool one to watch.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, folks. There he is, the man of the hour, race winner, home race. Pretty cool. That was JKay. And he mentioned it. Return next week here on Tuesday night. The Venom Truck Series will be back. Tommy Cook will also be back. And that time, it's for the race that we are sponsoring. That's right. Turn 200 is sponsoring. And Tommy's named this one, so I need to make sure I get it right. Turn 200's Great Googly Moogly at Gateway. 150 laps around Gateway at sunset. That's going to be a fun one. Not going to want to miss that one on Tuesday next week. But before that, we have the Maximum Velocity Truck Series coming up. And apologies, they are at Pocono. They follow the regular NASCAR schedule. And it's the Tricky Triangle this week. Those drivers at the Tricky Triangle, that's going to be a fun one to watch. I'm very excited for that one. We also have Porsche Mission R coming up on Sunday. There was no live broadcast this last week. Tommy and I were both out of town for the holiday weekend. But the tape delay should be out, I believe, on Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon, regular time, 2 o'clock Central. The Porsche Mission R Challenge will be live for the Sunday top split strength of field. And then Monday, you're not going to want to miss the RIL Figure 8 Frenzy. It is the final week from Irwindale Jump, and it's in the Pro 2 lights. They're going to beat and bang and high fly. It's going to be one hell of a time, and it's the final week for the Figure 8 Frenzy. Not going to want to miss it. And then again, we're back here on Tuesday. Turn 200's Great Googly Moogly at Gateway. I think that's all I got for you, folks. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat here. Jordan Jordan, JJ Wang, Luke Peterson, Matt Schlosser, Ashton Crowder, Nathan Reynolds, Flinky Roberts, TM Darko, cheering on Cole Maxwell, as well as Eric Elgin. And thank you guys for tuning in. Anybody else that was here watching with us, appreciate you even if you weren't in the chat. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Tommy Cook will be back on Thursday as well, so you'll get your normal duo for Thursday. That's it. That's all we got for you. Congrats to JKay for taking his hometown race here at Michigan, and we will see you all next time. Everybody take care.
This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.